Fox newscasts with Megyn Kelly in the mornings, America's Newsroom. The boys and myself invited her out to see the body, to probe it, to touch it, to smell it. And I told her she's welcome to be there with us. Starting Monday, I should have assembled some fine scientists that will do the autopsy to find the origin and death of this creature. To be there with us. Starting Monday, I should have assembled some fine scientists that will do the autopsy to find the origin and death of this creature. And at that point in time, we will make it known, and hopefully we'll get somebody to come in and film it, maybe one of you guys, to show it to the world as it's being done. I want to get to the bottom of it. I'll tell you this, what I seen, what I touched, what I felt, what I prodded, was not a mask that was sewn on a bear hide, okay? And what I smelt also, all right? These fellas, when they found this thing, and they're going to tell it, you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth. It's a compelling story. They literally stumbled upon this creature. I don't want to tell the story. I don't want to steal from their thunder. But at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn this segment over to them. And I want to let each and every one of you people know that they will be available after this conference on a one-to-one basis with each and every one of you. They will make time. And there are going to be pictures that have never been seen before, which we will distribute to you. But at this point in time, I'd like to bring out, I consider him a hero, ladies and gentlemen. He's a man of law enforcement. He took one for the team. He was wounded. He was shot in the hand, okay? Matt Whitten, would you come up here?
Hello. I don't know where to start. If anybody's got any questions, we can just go with that.
Why don't you tell them the story?
Okay, I'll tell you the story. How about that? Myself and Rick Dyer, my friend and business partner, we're not Bigfoot hunters originally. We are now the best Bigfoot trackers in the world. But we had just decided we were just going to get away for a while. We were going to go up into the North Georgia mountains. And I don't believe in camping in a spot where you just park and camp. So we were going deep into the woods. We were miles off of the main road. We stumbled upon this creature, and a stroke of luck, I can tell you that. And when we discovered it, I waited with it. Rick went back and got some help and got a truck, and we moved it out of there. It took us a long time to do it, but we got it done. And that's the basic story. I'm sure people have some detailed questions they'd like to ask. I don't know. I guess, Shooter, you raise your hands first.
Thanks. I have two questions. Do you know how the animal died?
I do not.
And you said that I read the report that there were other species around this animal?
Yes, there were.
What's the plural of?
3. That's what we saw. What was happening while we were bringing it out, they were paralleling us, kind of in a way that it's like they didn't want to be seen, but we were crunching the leaves or something, and we would see them. They were aware of us. They didn't try to attack us or anything.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Eric Garrettson, BioPure.com. Could you sit down, please? Can you just tell us about the DNA evidence that you assembled and what did those tests say so far?
Well, we're waiting on that to come back. As far as I guess Tom has it back. As far as I know, it's going to come back as some type of what it looks like to me is like a human ape type creature. It's not a human, it's not an ape. It's definitely something that we've never seen before. So it should come back as something like that.
What condition was the body in when you found it, and how long do you suppose it had to
It was fresh. It was a pretty fresh body. I'm just gonna. What I've been saying is about 2 days old, maybe.
It looked like in the box there was intestines coming out.
Yeah. I don't know to say that. I'm going to leave that up to the scientific community, who's going to do what we're going to have them do an autopsy on it. Okay. Go ahead.
Did you take any casts of the other Bigfoot that were around the area, or
No. Like I said, we were not at the time. We weren't looking for Bigfoot. That's the interesting thing about it. We wouldn't know what we were doing if we did it. So we found what we found and took it out of there. We're going to have Tom Discardi and his team come out, and we're going to join them, and maybe later on a later date try to search for some more.
How did you stumble across this beast, I guess?
Like I said, we were hiking in the woods, and it was deep in the woods. It was actually laying next to a stream, and we actually. It was the only thing I could say is a stroke of luck.
And you recognized that this was something unusual right
Well,
away?
right away. You see it. For one thing, you just want to check these things out. But the first thing that pops into your head is Bigfoot, and then you take a step back and you think, that can't be, because I didn't believe in Bigfoot at the time. But I've seen the films, and I've seen things on television before, so. You have to come to terms with it and realize you've got something special, and that's what it was.
Are you worried that this is going to put the species in danger now because so many what we filled with people?
That's why I'm not revealing the location. We have no intentions of revealing that to the public. I'm sure North Georgia is going to be pretty busy right now as a whole, but my intention also with this is to protect the species. Okay.
Did you call Georgia authorities about this?
No.
Why not?
I really don't see any reason to call them.
Your first inclination, though, was to pick up my body and transport it someplace else. Did you
Yeah.
photograph? Did you take photographs in the back of the truck?
In the what?
Whatever it is, where you're floating past.
That was in a freezer.
That was in a freezer?
Yes.
And you placed it in the freezer and transported it in the freezer?
No. We transported it on the back of a truck. We covered it and transported it on the back of a truck.
Taking pictures of the creature while you were transporting it?
Yes.
And you didn't bother to take pictures of the creatures that were alive?
Yeah, they have also been filmed as well.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, that's what you're gonna in the future will be released shows.
How did you transport the creatures into the
Manpower. We had some. We just dragged it out of the woods. It took us a long time. We had to stop and rest along the way, but we got it done.
With all these cameras, with all these people here, why not show us now the photographs?
There's been.
We'll disperse one of each for you, okay?
What about the video footage?
how large is the creature? How much do you think it weighs?
7 feet 7 inches tall, okay? The footprints were in excess of 16 inches long, okay? But I want you to understand, they did not want to give these photos out. I've talked to them, and they've agreed hesitantly. But they're going to do it out of respect to me and to the scientific community and to you people here. You will actually see a bipedal creature, which we've got. We also have one of the body where the tongue and teeth are up close. So it'll prove to you people that this is not a mask. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
That's fine. Thank you.
There's a tip line on your website that says to call in and take scanning evidence of Bigfoot, and also says that you're looking for the Loch Ness Monster leprechaun.
Yeah, I've upgraded that since all the psychos started calling. I've stopped taking calls because so many people are calling.
Why did you say that? Is that something in the area?
Yeah, it was actually when we found it. There was some guts were hanging out of it.
Yeah, what do you think killed it?
I don't know what killed it. Like I said, I'm going to leave that up to whoever does the autopsy that can determine that.
What kind of impact do you think it had as far as that evolutionary theory?
Well, that's an interesting question too, and that's going to be something that's just going to be left up to whoever the scientists are that look at it.
There was a video of you on YouTube, I believe it was you, saying that this is a hoax, that sort of, you were, I believe, confessing
That video is no longer available. Would you care to comment on that video?
I don't believe that there was any.
This is Tom. You don't realize how the death threats that we received. These guys actually received death threats. I was with them at 3 o'clock in the morning going back to when one of these guys have moved from their homes. Why don't you address and tell the people here why you went out and put these YouTube videos together?
We'll go with that. All right. Well, you know, every the weekend, because they were calling, and they had actually called my family and my job, and Rick's family. They were basically, so, you know, it was just gave them something to do, and we were having fun.
Where's the body now?
That's actually in an undisclosed location. Tom Biscardi has taken possession of where the autopsy will be done, and you know, whoever we decide to let in will be able to be let in, and there won't be a huge frenzy there.
I understand that there might be
There's been, actually, Tom Biscardi has contacted lots of people in the scientific world. I don't know them by name, okay, but we're going to have top name scientists to look into this.
Can you name an institution that's been contacted?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't know.
And can you also, Mr. Biscardi said that this was a bipedal animal. On what basis are you saying?
The ones that we saw in the woods were walking upright like a human. The sounds, they actually didn't make sounds. They were, it's really like they didn't want to be seen. But we just saw them, like, you know, just paralleling us.
You said that you did not call any kind of authorities, a fish and game authority, anything like that. Why did you not call any kind of authorities?
I didn't see any need to do that at the time. It seemed like it would create a frenzy, and of course then there would be like I want to protect the species. Okay, and I feel like that if that had gotten out, the exact location would have been revealed, and everybody would be up there hunting for Bigfoot and disturbing the habitat, if that's what this turns out to be. Already has.
Hearing your description of what happened, I mean, kind of psycho.
You know, and the thing is that I look at it both ways. Maybe they're not just into the Bigfoot thing. Maybe they're just stalkers who think that they can get part of television or something, or be a part of something. But it seems to me that way, that there is a lot of people in the Bigfoot world that may be a little delusional, and there may be a lot of jealous people too. You only get to do this the first time is only one time, and we've done it, and it was luck, but we've got it, and no one else can say they did that.
Can you tell us from your side of things how Mr. Biscardi got involved?
It's pretty much like what he said. Rick went on the Steve Cole show, the Squatch Detective show, radio show, and then Tom got in contact with him, and we talked a lot. Then we went on his radio show, and we actually really liked him. He presented himself well, and he helped us out a lot as far as I'm concerned. And so he flew into town twice.
You talked to him first?
Oh, by phone, yes. We talked to him by phone, and he said he after that, he came to Atlanta twice, which is a long flight, so I can.
How close were you to the live animals? Were you afraid of them at the time?
Yes.
Were you armed?
We were afraid of them, not armed. Okay, and we're probably within 50 feet. I'm going to say that. It was. I mean, we got good shots of them. Okay, who's next? Go ahead.
Describe what it was like when you first found the
Shock. That's what it was. I mean, it was shock, and then we didn't want to. I didn't want to. Part of my mind didn't want to get around the fact that this was something that this is a creature that wasn't normal, not something that I've ever seen before, and so I was just in shock. That's it.
The discovery was in northern Georgia. Why are you having a press conference here in Colorado?
Actually, a lot of the Bigfoot people, or a lot of people that wanted to know, did call from California, and Tom's from California, of course, he's a part of this now. Okay, it's not just me and Rick anymore. Tom is in this with us, and he set this thing up for us. We didn't set it up. Tom set it up. So that's why we're out here. Beautiful town, though.
Is there any evidence that they're finding concealed numbers?
Are
Yes.
they walking through the bottom line, or are you finding these guys side by side?
Oh, you're talking about the Bigfoots. Like I said, we weren't tracking them. We didn't track them. We got what we got, and we didn't hang around there. Well, of course, it smells like something dead. But I mean, for this, go ahead.
I'd like to address that question for you, okay? Until we really know, okay, what these things are, all right, we have to get out there and try to capture one. We're not saying that we're going to keep it in captivity like most of you people do.
Has an alias name. I want to find out what happened to my cousin.
Tom Sanchez coming from you? That's the kind of answer you're going to get. You know I respect you dearly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is definitely a male creature, number one. And number two, I got to make you people understand, there's not just one Bigfoot, okay? There's a minimum of 3,500, maybe a maximum of 7,000 of these creatures across.
We have a big family.
In my opinion, Jeff Meldrum is an associated anthropologist. He's not a man, a true anthropologist that can really do what we need to be done.
After it. Okay.
Bigfoot, man.
Okay.
That suggests that they're covering the continent, or at least covering the continent. There have been humans on this continent for at least 12,000 years. There have been Europeans on this continent for 400 or 500 years. Why is it that we just find a body now in the 21st century where we have a nice news cycle in the West?
Well, you know, I can't answer that question to you. No, I'm talking about land. That's correct, over the past 25 years. But better yet, let's go something a little bit closer.
Right now.
How many have you seen, sir?
Will my family get the body back after the scientific research?
At the same time, I gotta give it one more better than that. Last year, this month, Steve something or another, Fawcett, thank you. He crashed, his plane crashed with Billy.
The DNA evidence?
I told you that, yes you will.
Can you have it now? What does it say? Yeah, can you talk about the DNA, please?
It's in two parts. It's test one and it's test two, and it's quite lengthy, and I'm going to give you all copies, and you'll all get to read it. Bottom line is, one of them came back that it was messed up, inconclusive out of the three. One came back as human, and the other one came back that because where they took the sample, which was from the intestines, okay, came back possum. So that could have been possibly what this thing had eaten. So we don't know.
You have no DNA results.
Yes, we do. We got what came back from the scientists, which you will have a copy. Good question. It's the scientist's name is Kurt with a C, C-U-R-T. Last name Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N. He's with the University of Minnesota.
I heard that he wasn't really optimistic about the DNA being released at the press conference.
I'm sorry?
I heard that he wasn't even expecting the DNA to be ready for this press conference.
Who'd you hear that from?
Uh,
Yeah, well, more rumors. I'm waiting for a friend of mine in Stanford. He'll be back from holiday on Monday. His name is Richard Klein. I've kind of been retired. By the way, I love your costume. You guys might want to get a picture of that. Anything else?
So you said there were three samples. They came back. One was inconclusive, one was human, and one was possum.
Correct. That's correct. And that's the ones I'll provide you. I also will provide you with two pictures. One of the bipedal creature walking upright. I also provide you with a picture of the actual tongue and teeth that you will actually see that this is not a mask. Stanford. He's a paleontologist. who I know and I've worked with in the past, and he's on holiday, and I'm going to ask him. There's an Igor and a Dmitry from Russia that will be here a week from Saturday, who are coming in to...
You promoted yourself first.
No, oh no, no. Yeah, we weren't in the Bigfoot business. Like I said, I didn't believe in Bigfoot. I love the outdoors. We were just hiking in the woods and discovered him.
So the website went off after you got money.
We are not. We actually haven't made anything yet.
Well, you mentioned that your business partner, I think.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Separate business, not Bigfoot business.
No, we've already went through that question. We dragged it out of the woods.
So when was it?
It was at the beginning of June. I don't know the exact date. On Steve Cole's The Squatch Detective radio show, he said something. That's all I'm saying.
There are only 2 handout pictures here.
Okay, I'm not handing out the pictures. I'm not doing that.
How long were you in law enforcement?
What's that? I just said we're not talking about that.
You said you didn't think it would be this big a deal, but you found a species that was
Yeah.
not human in the woods.
I just, you know what? That is a big deal, but you know what? I really didn't expect it to go the way it's going right now. I thought it would be big, okay, but I really didn't think it would be this big. This is huge. I mean, if you look around the country, we're all over the world. I really didn't think we would be all over the world, especially. I was thinking it would be a pretty big story locally around Atlanta, and I thought it would be, there would be some specialists around the country. I really didn't think we would have people in Australia, Russia, the United Kingdom.
Who would say that that's what you intended in the first place? For everybody to...
Say that question again. Up with Tom, we wanted to share it with the world. That's what we were trying to do. It got big, and Tom got involved, and now here we are.
Do you normally bring a video camera hiking?
Yes.
So you
Oh yeah.
started in early June,
Yes.
and then you set up a website,
Yes.
and you intending to take
BigfootTracker.com.
You were going to take
Go ahead. I'm listening.
expeditions in there?
I'm concerned with all animals, actually. But, the thing is that we really didn't know what we were doing at the time. And, you never know what you're going to do until you come upon something like this.
Did the creature...
Some of its insides were hanging out. I don't know if you would call that an injury or if it's just something maybe that just happens with death.
Had it been shot?
People don't go hiking just for the terrain.
Some of you people are saying, does the other guy talk? Okay. Why don't you come on up here, Rick, and let them know that you know how to talk, all right?
I went and got my tow truck.
Do you always hike together?
Yeah, we always hike together.
And you said you were waiting with your body while you went to get help. How long did that take while you were waiting?
About 9 hours. It was a long time.
And were other creatures around there at that time?
Not at the time. I heard some things, but yeah, it could have been other animals. It could have been them too, but I didn't see anything.
So you thought this was important enough to stay there for 9 hours and to go get a truck and to carry 500 pounds out of the woods, but then once you got it out of the woods, you didn't think it was important enough to call in any scientists or doctors?
This is an excellent find, okay, but we didn't know who to call for one thing, and we didn't know who we could trust. This is something that, it's equivalent to if you found the biggest diamond in the world and you had it in your possession. Who would you call? It's like that. Anybody could come and take it from you.
How's decomposition going on that body since you guys just froze it with water in the refrigerator?
Well, it has a smell.
Yeah, but is it going to rot and the DNA is going to be worthless here?
Well, our freezer has broken a couple of times, and we had to go out and buy new freezers.
But you're just keeping it under in a freezer? That's it?
Well, not now. Not now. It's been moved to Tom Biscardi's hands. So it's a big one. It's a big white one.
Ice for 2 months in the refrigerator for 2 months?
Yes. When the freezer was being filled up with water.
But how long after you discovered the body was that?
I'd say about basically the same day when we was filling up the freezer with water to freeze it.
How would you fill up a freezer with water?
To put it in a block of ice.
What about that? What's that?
Well, we didn't know.
I can answer that for you because that's what I asked also. I says, it says frost-free. Why would you put water in there? And he says, well, I thought that's how you make ice. I says, no, it freezes the way it is, and there's no frost anywhere in the place. So they just kept on putting water in, and that's one of the same questions I had too. Sure. We can do that. Just whenever you're through with talking with the boys, we can handle that. Bring the big ones.
All right, and you may want to hold these up while you're speaking.
This here, guys, is the actual tongue and teeth of the body, okay? This will prove to all of you people that it's not just a mask, okay? Go ahead.
How many teeth are in that picture? Looks to me like 6 inside here.
There are exactly 6, that's correct.
And you're telling us that a primate has 6 inside.
I'm not telling you that. I'm not the scientist. I'm just telling you what the picture shows, sir. Number 1.
Are you handing these out or just showing?
You will have pictures. I will give them to you. Also, as promised, here's the actual creature standing up, walking away. This is one of the pictures that they had taken. Now, I don't know if you can see it from down there, but they'll be up here for your perusal, and every one of you can have one, as long as that we've got enough. Okay?
Is that an actual photograph or still from the video?
They can tell you that better than me. Is this a still or... No, they're not.
Why not?
Well, you better talk to the boys. They own them.
Tell us what we're looking at.
You're actually seeing a bipedal creature covered with hair. You can actually see its ear, its nose, and its eyes also. Okay? Well, most of the Bigfoot pictures that you see today are blob squatches, okay? Big blurs. Here you can actually see the ears, you can see the eyes, you can see the ground. Right here is where the ears are. There's the brow, there's the eyes.
Is this a hoax?
This is as real as you're standing right where you are, sir.
Is there any video?
The boys have that, yes. Any other questions?
Is that all the pictures?
That's all the pictures that they are willing to release at this point in time. And now what I'd like to do is thank each and every one of you guys, number 1, and number 2, please pass by here and they will give you a picture each and a result of the DNA that we had discussed.
Much better than this.
Hey, Christine. Got it. You have cards. I appreciate it.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle to get in here.
I really recommend you bring Jeff Melton in on it because of his skepticism with you, that would make him all the more believable if he would want to authenticate it. Those issues would make him more believable.
I appreciate that. How did your conference go? Finally made it to the front here to get our pictures. A lot of interest in this discovery. I get it.
Not the interview, the picture.
Great, thanks very much. There we are. This is the actual photo here in the woods, right? And this is just so I understand, which way does this one go at Chronicle? Well, mine's a little blurry here. Is it the? That's it.
Like that. That's its tongue.
That's it. So that's the tongue, and that's the teeth there.